And hello, everybody. We are not live again. I swear to God, every other one of these now we're doing not live. But welcome, everybody. It has been a long time. I think 2 months.
It's been a little fucking bit.
We would have come back sooner, but there's been a lot going on, obviously, with sickness and other world events and Michael moving in. I don't think you had moved in yet the last time we streamed, had you?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think
so
that was right before.
This is the first time we're doing this where you are living here now, officially.
Dude, it kind of sucks.
You move here and the end of the world starts. I choose to blame you.
It's my fault, yeah.
I think there's a correlation here. I think it's entirely your fault. But anyway, yes, as some of you guys might have noticed, we now have a theme song that was created by one of my lovely moderators, Jupiter. Check out her music. It'll be linked down below. It sounds really, really amazing, and none of the guests right now can hear it, but I'm gonna ask them to trust me when I say it sounds really good. And we also got a new logo with the help of Caitlin Vilbrandt, a friend of mine. You can also check a link down below to her stuff. But anyway, enough of all that. Let's introduce who we have here with us today. We have the cast and crew of the Lackadaisy animated short film, which is currently being kickstarted on Kickstarter.com. So do you guys want to introduce yourselves, talk about what you've done previously and what you're doing on Lackadaisy and all that stuff?
No, let's just all leave.
Okay,
Let's
fine.
just-
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Leave. I don't need you here.
Yeah.
We should definitely
all just talk all at once.
Mike,
Yeah.
that means you gotta leave too.
Everybody at the same time, say your names.
1, 2, 3.
Michael!
Perfect. I'm sure everybody caught that.
I'm sure I was the loudest one because of the fucking fact that we're hosting this.
Michael grabbed his
fix it in post, right?
Michael grabbed his mic and just flung it, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's how this is going. All right, cool. Stop flinging your mic!
And here you guys put so much effort into calming down your cats, so maybe you missed one.
I need to calm down this cat. Where's the spray bottle? Oh shit, I gave him the spray bottle.
Oh no!
He's spraying himself with a spray bottle! He just took the water spray bottle I have for my cat, and he sprayed himself with it.
Oh,
Michael,
I mean,
why?
at least he's self-disciplined.
You
I don't know why
you can't even really see how wet my face is.
I was about to say, I don't know why he's committing to this bit when we're on audio. Nobody can see it.
Ashley, it's because Ashley, you've trained him well.
I have. He's a very well-trained boy.
I don't need training for this. I'm just fucking stupid.
And that's why I hired you. I'm like, what I
Uh,
need is someone who's just actually Rocky.
just,
And then you
just
put up that
stupidly,
video of you
stupidly
just
well
downing
cast.
syrup. Yeah.
All right, but for real, does everybody here want to introduce themselves and talk about what they're doing on Lackadaisy and stuff that people might know them for doing previously?
Yeah, sure, let's start with Tracy, since
Yeah,
she's
we can
the
start with
creator.
The grand creator.
Hi, hello everyone. Yeah, I'm Tracy Butler. I am the artist and writer behind Lackadaisy, the comic. I've been doing that for far too long now, and you probably don't know me from previous projects. I worked in the game industry prior to this as a 3D animator and concept artist and art director, and probably on titles you haven't heard of, mostly mobile games. But decided I wanted to do my comic full time and used Patreon to do that, and now I kind of want to just take it a step further and see if we can animate it. And since I'm probably the least interesting person here, I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Fable.
Well, I strongly do. I'd say you're very interesting. I mean, the comic would suggest that you, at the very least, have a very rich internal life.
Yes, the rest of me is just like the human, like, or the like personification of the color beige. I'm just kind of like
You are the vessel for the madness within. Yeah.
All right, I'm just kind of a hazy splotch of beige, and then you talk now.
Okay. So my name is Fable Siegel. I go by Fable Paint on Twitter and DeviantArt and Tumblr and etc. 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 You may know me as one of the co-artists on the Black Blood Alliance forever ago in the early aughts of DeviantArt.
That's
And
how
since
I
then,
discovered you.
yeah, that's some old ancient history, and I love that project to pieces. It was so fun. And I have since then I've worked on Titmouse. I've worked at Titmouse on the upcoming show Midnight Gospel, which comes out on 4/20. Yo yo.
Oh my god.
Yes, it's quite good. If you're in the mood for some existential animation, that's for you. It's by Pendleton Ward and Duncan Trussell, so quite good. So that's coming out, and I've also worked on Wacky Races, the new reboot of the show. Also was on the reboot of Ben 10 in their first season. I was a storyboard artist on both of those shows. And then I was an animator on Has Been Hotel, which is how I know Ashley.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I was actually on Has Been Hotel very early on in the process. Something like the very beginning when Biz was just kind of poking around with it a little bit. And we started talking, and I was like, yeah, this looks like a fun project. Nobody asks me to do traditional animation. Could I do some work for you? And she was like, yeah, sure. So I got to do a little bit of animation, mostly of Charlie at the very beginning at the time. So yeah, it was pretty cool. That was a fun project, and it kind of snowballed into me getting to know a lot of people that I don't know if I would have gotten to know otherwise. So I feel just such warm feelings, such gratitude. Thank you, Slutty Spider.
You're welcome.
All right. Ash, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Ash Wagner, otherwise known as the Queen Viking on pretty much all of my social media. This is actually my first big project, and was actually kind of, I guess, the catalyst for getting my ass in gear to get my whole voice acting setup going. Because I've loved Lackadaisy, the comic, like since it came out, and it was funny. I had like a small moment with Tracy. I was like, "Oh yeah, I did fan art like of a little Lackadaisy OC forever ago, and it's in the
Aw.
fan gallery." and, and so yeah, it's been a project that I've been following forever, and I've done like there are a few things I'm working on right now that are they're small indie projects. The only one that's been completed and is out there is a little horror podcast, and the episode was called what was it? It was What Happened When It Arrived. And I got to voice a bereaved, grieving mother, so that was fun.
Lovely.
And yeah, and now I'm doing this, and I feel incredibly just lucky to have this opportunity. And as for my first big project, it's a pretty amazing project to be on. So other than voice acting, I do cabaret performance. So I sing and dance and dress up in costumes and stuff on stage. Obviously right now I can't be doing that. So and in a professional career capacity that was paying the bills up until recently, I'm a certified massage therapist. So I kind of
A
I
very
do
good one. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. And so I do a range of things.
Yeah, I was about to say you do a lot of diverse stuff.
Yeah.
I think I forgot to mention that I'm the director of the project.
Oh yeah, that's kind of important.
Not just the person who
What's a
walked
director?
in.
Just
Yeah,
wander-
I just walked in.
Just
Hi,
a fun
everybody.
chat.
Wait, Fable, how did you get here? What are you doing here? Get out.
I don't know.
I should have. It's my fault. I should have introduced you as the director. I'm sorry. I'm just like, here's this person called Fable.
And
I'm
and
just a
I
friend.
and I will be voicing Mitzi May.
All
I-
right.
Ooh.
Now, Belle, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Okay. Wow, I've calmed down a lot. Oh my god.
No
Okay.
pressure or anything, you know.
All right. Since we're not being recorded right now, it's gonna.
We
be
are
the-
being recorded right now.
I mean, we're not live. You know what I mean?
We're not live, but we are being recorded, so everything you say will be held against you.
Okay. Okay. I'm getting it. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Belle Shapiro, but everyone just calls me Belle for short because it's much easier to say and it's less of a mouthful, honestly. So, let's see. As far as voiceover goes, I'm actually more well known for my stuff outside of voiceover as opposed to being behind the booth. Like I mainly help other voice actors and I'm usually like hired as a script writer for demo reels. But as far as voice acting is concerned, you probably know me from projects such as XOXO Droplets, which I'm in with Michael over here.
Yeah, it's a visual novel.
I know, right? Grand Guild, which I'm also in with Michael.
Coming to
Hey,
Switch in a few days, right?
it is. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's crazy. The end of the month is near. Holy shit.
It's almost
other-
over.
A few other projects called Top Run, Pipe Dreams, Times Puppet, Sow Don't Sing, and several others, which are really, really fun. And I'd love to talk more about that, but then I don't want to be a narcissist right now.
I was waiting for you to keep listing off things and be like, and Michael's also in that with me, and Michael's also in that with me, and I'm like, oh, all right, hold on.
I think we're only in like 2 projects.
I think
together. Maybe
somebody's
3.
stalking who, and I'm not sure which.
It's like
It's me. I'm stalking everybody.
it's freaking crazy, like how much I've worked with Michael.
Oh
in the
wait,
past.
we're in one of George's animations together. That hold on.
That's right.
Edward.
The voice acting community seems huge, but at the same time, it's also very, very small.
It's
Yeah.
a small
I-
world. It really is.
When I brought on these folks, I mean, like, I had no idea that they knew each other. they just applied when I sent out the call, and I guess they had been like nudging each other behind the scenes. Like, you should try out for da. And so like they got in, and I was just like, oh, this guy's really good. I definitely want this dude. It turns out y'all know each other. It's like, wow, that's convenient.
Yeah, I've known Michael
Yeah.
and Lisa for a few years now. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I forced Lisa to audition. So
Thank you for doing that.
I'm contractually obligated to be here. I just...
Oh, yeah, and before I stop talking, right, so I am the voice of Freckle in Lackadaisy. Thank you very much for letting me speak.
Oh, all right, it looks like Michael is actually going to have to take her dog out really quick because she's begging to go to the bathroom at the best possible time.
yeah, so
Wow.
Thank you for leaving me, honey.
Hold on.
Oh my god.
It's okay. Do we want to wait
Go
and
outside.
just wait for him to come back? I mean, this isn't
Nah,
live,
it's-
so you can just slice it.
Nah, it's fine.
No, too
Oh,
lazy
you
to
can hear
edit.
my puppo begging to go out.
Oh.
Tis the price you pay when you're in a relationship with a Rocky.
There it is. And everyone, that was my dog.
What kind of
Alright.
dog?
She is a border collie, and I have her in a 2-bedroom apartment. So you can imagine
Wow.
what that is like.
A lot of walkies is what I imagine.
Yeah. She's an indoor dog, but I swear to God, I think she's getting stir crazy from the quarantine because she usually only ever wants out like once a day. Now she wants out like 3 times a day. And I'm like, are you saying that you're sick of us? Are you sick of us being here? Like, sorry. My dog is tired of me. I don't know what that says about me or Michael, but okay. I'm very hurt, but she gets treats and walkies and tons of love anyway, even if she breaks my heart.
Maybe she wants all the
Lucky.
walkies because she knows that you guys don't have anything better to do.
That is true. She's trying
Yeah.
to keep us active by exposing us to the plague.
Oh.
Thanks, honey.
Thank you, Misty. I appreciate it so much.
All right, and Lisa, do you want to introduce yourself?
Me. Okay. Hi, I am Lisa Reimold. I am the voice of Ivy in the Lackadaisy project. I voice in a few visual novels and stuff like that. But people probably know me as the voice of Trudy in the English dub of Ascendance of a Bookworm, and Ui Tamaki, I guess, in the English dub of Magia Record. That's me.
Nice.
That's all.
Ascendance of a Bookworm is an amazing anime. If any of y'all in the audience haven't watched that, oh my god, it is the book nerd's dream anime.
Please do. It's such a
it's so
good show.
good.
I love
It's
it
so
so
good.
much. I'm
Lisa
not
worked
biased.
hard.
I really do love it.
Yeah. Lisa worked hard. Listen to Lisa.
All right, and last but not least, well, I mean, last but not least should be Michael, but God knows when he'll get back. We'll just introduce him for him if he's not back yet. But Sungwon, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Sungwon Cho. I'm voicing Mordecai Heller in this fine production. And you might know me from what's been out lately? Borderlands 3, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, OKKO, Tuca and Birdie, a bunch of fun stuff. And then I also do YouTube shit, which a lot of you may know me as for ProZD on the internet.
On the internet place.
On the interwebs.
And last but not least is Michael. You all know who he is if you've been watching HUNICAST for more than 5 seconds. But he, in terms of Lackadaisy, is the voice of Rocky in Lackadaisy. I remember when he was talking about it to me, he was like, yeah, there's like this cat comic thing that Fable wants me to be in, and I'm like, wait a minute, Lackadaisy, what? And he's like, oh, you know about it? And I'm like, I've been following that since I was on DeviantArt in 2007. Like, holy shit, what the hell, Michael? And he's like, oh, is it cool? And I'm like, wait. I just started losing my
you
shit.
Uncultured swine.
I just started losing it. I'm like, how do you not know what Lackadaisy is? Like, just freaking out. And
I'll defend him when I say I was kind of new when I entered this too. I do feel bad though, because this is a series that I feel like I should have been invested in when I was a kid, but I'm surprised I only learned about it recently.
It's funny because on the opposite end, I've been like, I remember talking about this shit on LiveJournal.
Oh
like,
my god!
Like my friend being like, "Yo, check this shit, Lackadaisy." We're like, "Oh my god, this is great."
These cats, they like jazz, and they're out there. They are. They tapped in.
I'm one of those OG fans. Yeah. So it's good shit.
Back from the days of DeviantArt in its heyday.
Yeah, the moment Michael checked out the art, he was just
era.
like, "Oh, what? This is so good!" And I'm like, "Now you understand."
A time before Tumblr, a time before Twitter, before Facebook, even there was.
Oh, it was.
That's called
times.
the good days.
Yes.
Yeah, really. Yeah, there was just one place to put your art, and it was DeviantArt.
Yes.
Before social media became cancer.
Well,
Michael,
I mean, to be perfectly fair,
it metastasized
a little
into
bit.
Instagram. And,
The cancer started really early on.
To be fair,
Michael,
DeviantArt is kind of where it originated from.
Yeah.
Michael, did you just
That's
put
true.
your phone outside?
What?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh!
Well, I just introduced you and said that you are Rocky in Lackadaisy.
Hello, yes, I do the voice of Cool Cat, and Cool Cat saves the kids.
oh my God.
Is the
Cool
dog
Cat
having
is-
a good walkie?
Wait, Cool Cat is red. Wouldn't that technically be Freckle?
Oh god.
Well, now we need to
Technically,
know what
yes.
your Cool Cat.
Cool Cat is
Let's
the
go.
genetic combination of Rocky and Freckle.
Cool Cat.
I would do a Cool Cat quote, but I'm outside, and there are people around, and that's uncomfortable.
What? They're not supposed to be around. We're in quarantine.
Right.
Get back inside. He's got to be Cool Cat.
I know they're supposed to,
Get
but they're
out.
gonna be here. They don't care. Listen, bro, it's spring break. I'm not gonna let this shit get in the way of my spring break.
It's spring break in Seattle.
Probably.
Who's going to Seattle for spring break?
Come to
yeah,
Seattle
the
for
rain
spring
and the
break.
rain.
It is cold and rainy. The way it's supposed to be. Alright. Well, Michael, you enjoy listening from your phone, I guess. Get back soon.
I'll try. This dog has only pooped a little bit, and she just wants to explore.
No,
That's all
please inform us when you pick up the poop.
I've
Describe it
already-
in detail. Yeah.
Hey, no.
Report back.
Report back to us with poop updates.
She has mild diarrhea.
Oh, does she need some toilet paper?
Yes.
Not cool.
Speaking of, my freaking local grocery store finally has toilet paper back in stock. Like, they've been out for weeks. And we
Wow.
had to go to the grocery store yesterday for something. I forget what it was. Oh, it was trash bags. That's right. We were running low. And they finally had toilet paper again. But before that, I had to go into, like, unopened boxes in the store and, like, break open boxes to fucking steal some because everybody's just been hoarding it so hard.
Americans, they need to get on bidets.
On the
Bidets
fucking
are the
dirt.
shit.
Yeah.
People have been talking about it.
Yeah, I love the memes where it's like every other country with their bidets just laughing at us.
You can get a bidet attached to your toilet for like $40, like a pretty good one. We have one, and let me just say, cleans it real good. You like once you start using a bidet, you're like, man, I feel like a fucking caveman whenever you have to use actual toilet paper.
Would you say
Like,
that your butthole is
damn.
now glistening?
It's not only glistening, it's just like you don't even you got to do a little safety wipe, I guess, afterwards, but you don't ever even need to.
All right,
So
noted.
we're,
I
s-
might
we're
be
set for the
buying
next.
a bidet.
So it's
Next
not like
decade.
dripping? Because that's
No,
my
it's
concern is it dripping afterwards?
It depends on how hard you want to go, but wow, it sounds like I'm talking about something else right now. But I would say
Okay, this audience loves it.
no, that's
Just
fine.
material, yeah.
I'd say that's what the safety wipe is for, is to dry off. But otherwise, yeah. If you haven't used a bidet, I'm not gonna ask who has and has not used a bidet because that may be uncomfortable. But if you haven't used one, I implore you to try one. It will change your life. If you go to
Just go to your
Japan, it just
neighborhood
changes everything.
bidet.
As bidets.
Just
It's
try
amazing.
the bidet in your neighborhood. They have them, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, Japan was where I was introduced to them actually about a year ago, and yeah, you open your toilet and it talks to you, and then it's got like
Wait,
a
it speaks
it's got
to
like
you?
it's got like a control. Yes, it talks to you. I don't know what it says, but it welcomes you to the toilet. I don't know, and then
They've got-
it has a control panel on the side that you can and you can warm the seat, and you can use like the female version or male version of like the wash. It's really neat.
Not only that, that shit can oscillate. You
And it
can
plays
have
music.
Like you
It'll
can
play
have
music.
two streams back and forth.
All right,
Make
I
sure
have to get a
every
Japanese
like a
possible
bidet.
car
area.
wash.
It
Or your
plays music,
ass.
like comforting music for you, and it'll play the flush. It'll play the flush sound in case that like helps, or I don't know. I don't know exactly
my
what like the
God.
psychology is behind that, but it's really neat.
Like no joke. Like I don't. If I'm out in public or whatever, and I got to take a shit, I will wait to go home. I will wait. I will not shit in my friend's house. No, I will wait to go home and have the comfort of. I'm just gonna be talking about the bidet this entire podcast for the entire hour.
Sunwong,
Are you being
Forget
sounds
Lackadaisy.
almost
It's now
like a
the
character,
bidet
Sunwong.
stream.
are you being
We're
sponsored
laughing
right now by-
about the wonderful
This room is
sensation of a
sponsored
bidet.
by. Yeah.
Michael, do you want to buy a bidet? Yes. All right, I'm seeing one for $656. Would you like
So-
that
God.
one?
The donations are going to have to come in thick and fast.
Get one for like $40 on Amazon. Like it's
Yeah, honestly, I'm seeing a lot that are really, really cheap. Oh my god.
not that hard to attach. We have 2 of them. It's life changing.
All right, well, next HUNICAST, guys, I will report back to you on the
Are we
status
actually gonna get a
of the
bidet?
bidet. We got to commit to the bit now. We've talked about it.
Is
Now
it
we have
actually
to do
like
it.
$800?
No, you can get them as cheap as like $60, $40.
Okay,
like,
that's
really
fine.
cheap.
Do you mean commit to the bidet?
Yeah.
All right, Lisa, I'm kicking you out. Bye.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No puns allowed here.
No, wait, I'm really good at those. Please, let me stay. I'll stay quiet. I promise.
Hey, I like
Waiting
a good
around.
pun
I
here
promise.
and there.
I
That
promise.
was good.
No.
Why did we
puns.
start talking about wiping our butts? Was it because of Misty?
Yes.
because you
Yes.
you said you were going to get toilet paper.
Oh yeah, she needs it. Oh yeah, by the way, she barely pooped, and most of the time, all she did was she tried snuggling in the dirt. She really wanted to take a dirt nap.
Oh.
Oh,
Misty, do you want to take a dirt nap? Huh?
She was really excited. She was snuggling up with the dirt. I think she just really wanted to go outside.
She probably feels like oily or something and wants to take a dust bath.
Maybe.
Just
All
like
right.
my chickens.
Note to self, we're gonna take you to the groomers. I'll give you a bath.
No, just dump a big bag of dirt on her. It's
Do you wanna
fine.
roll in
She clearly
dirt?
knows what she's doing.
She used to, back when, so I got her when I was like a freshman in high school, so I've had her for most of my life. And back when she was living with me at my parents' house, what she would do is she would go out into the orchards because we grew fruit trees, and she would go out into the orchards and roll in deer shit constantly.
Oh.
And so she would be really excited and run up to be pet and want to snuggle all over me. And I'm like, oh.
Ashley, don't knock it till you fucking try it. Don't judge her.
So the moment you said, oh, she just wanted to snuggle in the dirt, my immediate thought is, I'm like, I guarantee you, like, a raccoon pissed there. And she's like, oh, this seems like a good thing to roll in.
Probably.
So maybe you do need that toilet paper.
I'm gonna wipe you down after we're done. I was about to say streaming. Recording.
Ashley, that sounded terrible.
Yeah, you're gonna get a bath and it's
Terrible,
gonna be
but
terrible.
true.
She's staring at us with like these
She's
wall
really
eyes.
excited. She wants something.
All right. Anyway, now that we've been derailed for God knows how long, the very first thing.
How did we get this
Honestly,
far?
honestly, derailing is the best thing that could possibly
It's
happen.
more fun that way.
It is.
I'll
Who
be
cares about the
fair,
stock
yeah.
like questions?
All right, but I have a question.
You're gonna say stock market.
Stock market.
The stock market, that shit's fucking crashing right now.
Oh God, don't remind me. We had a discussion before we started streaming, like, all right, we're not gonna talk about coronavirus or like anything that'll like bring people down. They hear about that enough already, and now we've brought up the coronavirus and fucking
at least we're making
We
stocks
spent like
and
the entire check mark of a pandemic, so let's just like stop, like, move on from that.
Well, you know what we could move on to talk about? Good news is the Kickstarter is doing great.
it
Speaking
is.
of, let's talk about the Kickstarter and like what is Lackadaisy? What is that project?
You guys hit your Kickstarter goal on the first day. How many
I know,
hours was it?
insane. 6
was
hours.
6 hours.
6 hours.
Jesus. And have you guys hit all of the stretch goals yet?
Only one is missing.
Except one.
Wow, dang. What is the Kickstarter at now? Is anybody looking at it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's at
185.
185,000.
Holy shit. And then
That's like 15,000 more than yesterday, I think.
and then the next stretch goal is 225,000, right?
Yep.
That sounds so bad.
And what does that stretch goal get you guys?
That
or
stretch-
get us as supporters?
That stretch goal is gonna add an extra scene featuring Mordecai, Sung Wong
Ooh.
Cho. So we're gonna have a little bit more for him to do, a little bit more spice. So it's gonna
Someone's
be
just like,
really
oh, good, more work.
Ah, what? Come on, you're playing the cool
Funny when you told me the Kickstarter was a thing, I was like, that shit's gonna get funded in a day. Like,
Yeah, I had no doubt.
way. I was like, there's no way this is not gonna get funded.
Mm.
Yeah, the moment I think I was talking to you, Fable. You were like, "Oh, we'll see how it goes." Like you were kind of nervous, and I'm like, "Oh, honey, that's gonna
I
get
was.
funded immediately, like
I
just
had a feeling.
instantaneously."
Like
So
we
let's-
had like hours before it launched, we had the stock market opened with like historic drop, and that's when governors were starting to tell people like no going to work or anything. So I'm like, oh no, this is the worst possible time to launch a Kickstarter. People are like, their lives are upended. Their livelihoods have just been like taken away from them for an indefinite period, and the stock market just plummeted. So we were like, oh, this is bad. This is a bad time, but it has worked out so far.
It goes to show how badly people want their
surprise.
animated cat people.
Yeah, I guess in some ways, like people being maybe stuck at home was helpful. They're looking for a distraction and maybe something
I mean,
fun.
they're helping put us in a job.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I'm
definitely
super
true.
grateful.
Yeah, in case that's not clear, it's like this isn't just like I'm not pocketing the money, or like Iron Circus isn't pocketing the money. This is money we're using to fund the production. We're paying artists to make this, to put this together.
Mhm.
So it's employment for people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So if you guys, the audience, want to check out the Kickstarter, I am going to have a link to that as well down below. Please definitely go check it out. You'll be able to see a lot of really, really good concept art, and also an animatic that was completed that features the voices of Michael, Belle, and Lisa, and they all did a phenomenal job. So if you
Aw,
want to see what it looks
thanks.
like and what it sounds like and all that cool stuff, definitely check the link down below.
The Kickstarter ends on April 17th, so you got a little bit of time, but check it out.
Check it out right now. Do it right now. Pause.
They
this-
can't look at it until fucking tomorrow, Ashley.
Do it. It's today now, but tomorrow today. Do it now.
What the fuck does that mean?
Please look at it.
Yesterday.
People of the future. But
Today
anyway.
is the new tomorrow. Love us.
Anyway, to my stock question that I have first that I am actually very interested to hear. Tracy, I wanted to ask you, how did Lackadaisy all get started? Like, what motivated you to create it? Like, what were your inspirations?
I'm sure that's a question that's never been asked.
Yeah, you've never answered that before.
It's usually asked in a much more formal situation though, so I have to answer without, being obnoxious about it. But yeah, I had a little bit of an episode after a project I was working on at work it was clear that the project was coming apart, and our producer left, and I was in a position where I was like trying to hire people, and this is when I was working in the game industry, by the way. And I was doing all the work I was doing was like not art at that time. I'd been moved into a management position, and I was going insane because I couldn't like do creative stuff. So I needed something to work on in the evening hours that was like creatively fulfilling. And I also had moved into a house recently that was in a historic area in St. Louis, and I got kind of interested in the history of the neighborhood and then the surrounding area and everything, and discovered there were all these caves under the city that were used for like loggering and trafficking liquor and stuff during Prohibition. And I was listening to jazz music at the time, and all of these things just kind of like coagulated in my head. And I like for a while there, my room was just my second bedroom, which is like my art studio computer room area, was just like copy paper everywhere, all over every surface of just like notes and scribbles and sketches and things. It all just kind of like turned into Lackadaisy. I don't know why the characters are cats exactly. It just seemed to fit. It was like cats /
I mean,
gangs. I don't know. It's
who
like the
doesn't like
charisma and
cats?
villainy. I don't know. They just they're always cast as villains, but I think I see them as a little more shade of gray than that, a little more morally ambiguous, and that seemed like a good fit for like these characters who were maybe they were doing terrible things, but maybe with pure intentions behind them, just making bad life decisions. But which is an easy thing to do for all of us. But
It's relatable.
yeah, so that's where it all came from. It just kind of infected my brain and took over, and I've been kind of obsessed with it ever since. And I was like, initially when I first started doing the comic, I'm like, I'll just do this like in my spare time, and then it just like it took over everything. So and then I ended up doing it full time. So
It always seems like with creators, like they're always just like, oh, I'll just do this small thing in this spare time, and then it takes off, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
becomes
It's
their
their
main
main
life.
passion project.
either
It's
you
the thing
never
they do.
yeah either you draw like 3 pages of the comic and then you give up, or it just takes over your entire life. So yeah, that's just the way comics are. They are all or nothing.
It kind of sounds almost like you got toxoplasmosis, but infected like your artistry
It
abilities.
is pretty much
Yeah.
the viral brain infection that was Lackadaisy in nature, just manifested as a comic.
And then, as far as it becoming an animated adaptation, Tracy, how did you and Fable get acquainted?
So we were talking about DeviantArt before. I think we
Yeah.
probably crossed paths there first. I know I was aware of Fable's work before I ran into them at conventions, but we traveled in the same circles. We were inventing our own comics, doing color illustrations, and showing up at the same conventions. And there was one in Detroit that you and Kay were at one point.
Yeah, we so back
it was
when I
like-
was on a part of Black Blood Alliance, we did some con circuits, and we chatted with people and that kind of thing. It was
Yeah.
always really cool. So we were, I was that mid-aughts, classic furry trash. So inevitably I end up talking to Tracy, and
Yeah.
kind of like the same things. So.
Yep, definitely. And so I think we just had like
mutual like and respect for each other's work, and at least I did for Fable's work. And so I started following their work and just kind of always did, and watched them do like the Umbagog comic after Black Bud Alliance, and knew that they were working in animation and everything, and just really always enjoyed what they were doing. And at some point last year, I saw Fable had posted something about, I think you had a studio gig that had ended not long before, and you were looking for work. And I was like thinking, I always, when I picture Lackadaisy in my head, it plays out like an animated film, and I'm just like translating it to comic panels. Like I'm just like taking snapshots of it and then drawing it as a like static panel and trying to capture what I'm seeing in my head.
Yeah,
And,
Lackadaisy has always had that like classic like
Yeah,
animated film vibe.
Yeah, like Fable and I think we grew up on the same like Don Bluth, like the same,
When you look at
catalog
Rocky's
of-
smile, blame the blue.
It's a very Don
exactly.
Bluthian
Well,
teethy grin.
Don Bluth likes characters with lots of teeth, so
Yeah.
that's
And
maybe
he's
a
a very
comparison,
teethy
but,
boy.
Right.
But his cats never look like cats. They always look like some kind of weird furry monster.
They look
thing.
like
I don't know what-
binturongs to me. Have you heard of binturongs?
You've mentioned that before.
Yeah, they're like
No,
this.
what is that?
They're like this big furry thing that's like related to civet cats, which are not cats. They're like so if you remember the way that dragon,
Right. They're
yeah.
like early primates or something.
Yeah,
like,
well,
almost.
Well, no, I think they're
Oh
like
my
related
God.
to mongooses or something.
I'm looking at
Oh,
them.
really?
Right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Binturong,
Okay.
Yeah, binturong. I'll link it to you guys. In the
also known
chat,
as a
but-
bear cat.
yes, binturong.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, for some reason he always draws them as like this like really exaggerated fluffy like monster, and I think it's just that Don Bluth just likes to design creatures that he thinks are fun to move, and it's like the actual anatomy of the animal doesn't entirely matter.
Yeah, I
compared
mean
to
it's an
what's
abstraction.
fun.
I'm not complaining about it.
Hardly no.
There were certainly some Don Bluth films that seemed like mistakes, but like Troll in Central Park or
God.
the
They
Pebble and the
I can't even
Penguin
think of
or
that one. Yeah,
Yeah, just
Pebble and
like,
the Penguin.
well,
I have a fondness for Pebble and the Penguin though because
maybe because of Tim Curry, I guess he's kind of
well,
a-
like Tim Curry is great, but then Rocky the Rockhopper and like the movie tries so hard to reinforce the idea that main character Penguin really truly is in love with that one girl Penguin, but the entire movie is about his road trip with his gay best friend, where they're just like they like clearly they have a thing for each other, and the movie has to stop and remind you that, by the way, he's straight. By the way, just reminding you that there's a girl at home and he's straight. And I'm like, are you sure? I mean, this movie would be a lot better if you just leaned into it.
Oh, but it was the
Yeah.
90s, so
Yeah.
they couldn't do that. But yeah, it was but yeah, that was like the stuff that I grew up on, that and like Oliver and Company and all those things. Those were the movies I watched over and over again, were the talking animal movies. And so that, I guess it's natural that I ended up drawing that. And but also like perceiving it in my mind's eye as animation, and then just trying to capture as much of that movement and character acting and stuff as I could in the comic, like slipping in extra panels wherever I could to let the characters, make expressions and move around. So yeah, I kind of always wanted to try animating it to kind of see it fully realized in the way that I see in my head. And as fantastically narcissistic as I'm sure that sounds, I figured, well, like maybe let's try it, because Fable was saying they were looking for something to do. I knew of their animation background, loved their work, and so I reached out. I was like, hey, do you want to put a pitch together? And it kind of took off from there. We did put a pitch together, and got some like instantaneous advice to make our own proof of concept of this thing. Like, that's how you sell an idea to risk averse Hollywood. So
Yeah,
like,
people like the artwork and everything, but it's just, they're like, unless there's like certain names attached to it, it's really hard for us to like take a chance on something that doesn't already fit a certain formula. And
Well, I mean,
if you're not already, if you're not children's entertainment or young adult, like, and if you're not a New York Times bestseller list thing, or, if you're not that prominent, or you don't know the right people, you aren't a celebrity's child or something, then you really have no inroads unless you go out on the internet and go and make a bunch of noise and then get that attention. And, so
And it's
And
easier
that's-
than ever
and
to
that-
make a name for yourself on the internet too. It's everybody can see what you're doing on the internet.
Yeah, it's like the biggest gallery you have to just like, I mean, any artist, I would say, just take advantage of the internet. That's like I mean, people ask me all the time, like, oh, isn't it dangerous to put your ideas out there because of copyright? I'm like, no, there's risks, but the benefits far, far outweigh. Like the potential for finding jobs, for getting freelance gigs, for just launching your own thing. Just do it. Just get on the, put your work out there.
Yeah, I mean, it also it forges connections when you put your effort out there, and even if you don't like get a huge audience, there's still people who notice, and they might be like your colleagues later on, your fellow professionals later on, and you
Yeah.
never know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
down
you
Yeah.
never know. You'll get an email and it'll just be a life-changing thing, because it's like that's exactly what happened to me. I was in school for for biology because my parents didn't think I was artist enough to be an artist, or they didn't think art was a legitimate career option, and they also were telling me I wasn't good enough. So
Same.
That's a
Yeah,
lot of
so,
parents too, especially
yeah.
when they're
That'll
more,
that'll
like,
show you,
old.
Mom and Dad. I've got
It's out of-
I'm in Forbes now.
Yeah, it's out of concern. They were concerned for me, or concerned that I was going to live at home until I was 40 or something. I don't know. But they
Nothing
wanted me out of the
wrong with
house.
that, by the way.
No, there is not. But well, it depends on your family, I suppose. But yeah,
If your family's chill with it.
Yeah, right. Some family cultures is like, yeah, they're
Cost
very
effective, I mean, so
that is definitely true. But they did not want that for their future. So so I went to school for biology, and I was putting all my art online at that time, like DeviantArt and stuff. And that's actually how I got a job in the game industry. Like somebody who just happened to be looking for a 2D artist and for a studio, and they reached out to me and they're like, hey, we're in St. Louis and we're looking for an artist. Are you interested? And I was just like this kind of dumb kid. And I was like, yeah. So I flew out for an interview, and that's how I got the job. And it was just because I'd put my website up and put art on it.
how long did you work in the game industry?
A long time, like 13 years.
Holy cow.
Almost, yeah. I went to college only for a year, and then just went kind of directly right into the game industry from there, for better or worse. But I did learn a heck of a lot. I managed to avoid I missed out on the college experience, but I did avoid the student loan situation that I
All
know
that
so many other
delicious,
people are
delicious
in.
debt.
Yeah. So that helped. When it came time to try doing the comic full time, if I had been saddled with like all this student debt, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So it freed me up, and I learned how to do 3D art and animation, and just kind of learned on the job all kinds of things. And that was like a life-changing thing for me, just to have put my work online. Yeah, as for the animation thing, we got told to make our own animation because that would be the best way to get noticed. But even
It was
if
said with a lot of love, by the way. Like they were
okay, well,
just go and do your own.
yeah, it's like,
It
get
was
out
said
of my
with such
face and
kindness.
make your own show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but they're always polite, so you never can
Yeah.
tell if it's genuine or not. But I will give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that it was. But that's okay too. I'm not going to take it personally. I mean, I know lots of people are trying to do a thing, and they're getting pitches, probably even more so than ever before because of platforms like Netflix and stuff. But I couldn't see any downside to doing it. Like even if as a pilot or as a pitch, it failed completely to be picked up, it would still just be a worthwhile thing to do, because here we can bring all these artists together to do this thing we can all be proud of. Hopefully in the end, it's work for all of us in the meantime. So, and I mean, and for like a lot of people, it may be a foot in the door or a stepping stone on the way to their career. We're reaching out to people who have experience, but also people who haven't had a studio job before, and who just have a nice looking portfolio and reel and stuff. And we feel like, they can do the work, then they have something they can put on their resume, and maybe get their foot in the door somewhere else.
And again, it's just a nice treat for people that have been fans of the comic for
that as
I
well.
was like, at the end of the day, you have a cartoon.
I have a
that
lot
you
of
didn't have before, so.
a lot of readers who stuck it out with me for a long time. Like Lackadaisy has always been a slow to update comic because I put so much time into the art. But I feel like I push my luck a lot with readers because if it takes you a month to do I do a big long page every time I update. But they have to wait for that, and they've been very patient with me and very understanding, and they seem to enjoy it every time I put something out. And so I just want to kind of say, and they've supported me on Patreon and things, and I just want to kind of give them a little treat to say thank you for putting up with me all this time and for humoring me and for reading this thing, and so yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was incredibly encouraged, especially when I was talking to so I mentioned earlier that I was working on Midnight Gospel, that and Penn Ward is a showrunner on that, and I was talking to him about this project that I was working on, putting together a pitch for it and that kind of thing, and and going like I really want to get the scene like set up meetings and that kind of thing, and he said to me he was like you can if you think you can make a cartoon, you make a cartoon, just go and do it. You don't have to worry or wait for someone to give you permission. Just go right ahead. And there was something very encouraging about someone just stating it like that. So especially someone as soft spoken as Penn, where it's like
Penn
he's
seems like
clearly
such a cool dude.
yeah, he's a really sweet guy. Like he was the show was super fun to work on. It's like, what do I even say about Midnight Gospel? It was a trip.
The way I've been thinking about Midnight Gospel is it's the craziness of Adventure Time, but Pendleton Ward was given permission to say fuck.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
It's just super adult, crazy, trippy Adventure Time.
There will be boobs, but they will not be sexy boobs. They will be ludicrous boobs. It is absolutely is a trip and a half. It's like just basically this weird existential journey through like virtual reality and like philosophical questions and all this stuff. And I can't wait for people to watch it because I'm really looking forward to watching it myself.
I
animated
seeing
pieces
it.
of it.
The colors in it look amazing too.
Oh god, it was so fun to watch come together too. Like I've worked on a lot of different productions. Like I didn't even list like a third of the things that I've worked on in my intro, but I think that Midnight Gospel might have been the most fun because just every time that you stepped into dailies, it was like twice a week. We'd have a meeting and everybody would show what their scenes that they had been working on to get feedback. You just watch everybody's stuff, and it was just beautiful. It was just like fun meeting to just see cartoons just form before your eyes, and everybody had such like a unique take on stuff, and it was great to see like a production that was just so well put together and had like a pretty good idea of like what it wanted to be, and it wasn't like trying to compromise on any of that. And that definitely inspired me a lot of like, I want to have a production like that. And so working on Lackadaisy, I mean, I definitely am like, what can I take from that experience and like that learning experience and bring it into this production. That and getting an understanding of like behind the scenes, like how Hasbin Hotel was put together as a virtual studio of its own. And doing a couple other projects like I did the All Dogs Go to Heaven reanimate. You're basically wrangling like 50 animators and trying to organize like that huge group of people and get them all to like aim in one direction. It's quite the undertaking, but that was great. That was like
organizing
great practice.
Animators is like herding cats.
Ashley,
it's
you've been
chaos.
wanting to do a reanimate for like the longest time.
I've been wanting to do a reanimate, but I think reanimates are dead. they aren't
really,
much
though?
of a thing anymore.
When was the last reanimate that you can think of? I know there was a Sonic X one. I think that's the most recent one I can think of.
Yeah, there are still ones happening. I'm just kind of like, well, I can focus on other stuff, but God, someday I would love to do a reanimate. I think the one that I've always had in mind is a Danny Phantom reanimate.
Oh my god,
that would
be hilarious.
I want to just go balls to the wall nuts with the full
Ashley
extended
is Danny
version
Phantom
of the
trash, and
oh my god,
Danny Phantom is where I got my start on the internet. I am Danny Phantom garbage. I used to make Danny Phantom fanfics and OCs. Like I've talked about this on HUNICAST'S
what episode
previously.
what episode would you reanimate? Like
oh god, a whole episode.
I was thinking it would be the Esperanza. Like
I was thinking just the intro, but honestly, doing a full episode would be crazy. Just hell, why not go all out and just animate one of the like fucking TV movies? like
Oh,
ultimate
God.
enemy. No, but if I was to do like an episode, it would probably be an Ember McLean episode, probably her first episode. Because you got
Oh, yeah, that was-
music,
Yeah, that was
you
fun.
got waifus, you got, everything that you need.
You have Danny making dumb faces.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
the
If
If
perfect.
anything, you can take the opportunity to like animate the whole Ember theme song.
Ooh.
Oh, that would also be cool. Ember is top waifu, and that song will stay stuck in my head for my entire life.
I feel
I
bad.
only learned last year that there was a full version of that song.
Yo, well,
There's
hey,
an
at least you know
instrumental
now.
too. Yeah.
Oh right, it's so good too. Holy
It's so good.
Y'all want
I
to make a
heard
cover of that
Wong was
song? Let's
singing
go.
that.
Amber, I will remember.
Lisa, I think didn't you do a cover of it under like not
do,
great
do not
circum-
do
yeah.
not speak.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah.
your
You're gonna have to
friends
dig up that
also
file.
tell you to shut up like I have
They
to.
do, yes.
Just shut.
Stop
All right,
now.
so we should probably start getting into the user-submitted questions. Which reminds me, I should probably talk about this. So we've had a lot of changes with the HUNICAST lately, and the biggest one is that now you can make your requests and questions and all of that via Twitter. Twitter and Instagram, I do believe. Every time I announce a HUNICAST, I will make a post saying, hey, respond to this if you have a question or comment and want it read. So make sure you're following me at Ash Nichols Art on Twitter or Ashley Nichols Art on Instagram to submit your questions there. But also, so we can continue supporting ourselves and keeping these streams financially viable, we also still have Streamlabs open, and every stream, our top 3 donators will have their requests read. God, I'm still getting over a cold, and I think I'm getting sick again, so my voice and reading and speaking skills aren't the best. I apologize. That's the excuse I'm gonna use anyway. So yeah, if you want your
I
request
hope
to
there's a filter over everybody's
guaranteed-
earphones. You might get the plague through them.
I will give you the coronas through the internet. But yeah, if you want your request guaranteed to be read and you
I'm not
feel
old
like
enough to drink,
supporting
though.
us,
Don't lick the microphone.
check out Streamlabs, and otherwise check out Twitter and Instagram. But speaking of my voice being shitty, Michael can probably take us away.
Oh my god, don't sell yourself short like that.
My voice is the worst. You have a good voice, and you just can't use it very well because you're sick.
Yeah.
You
But-
still sound beautiful even when you're sick. Don't worry about it.
beautiful.
We compiled like 20 questions from Twitter and Instagram, and
Oh my god.
yeah, usually there's a lot more. But
How many of
I
how many of them involved intimate questions about like the bedroom habits?
I was a little selective on what we answer, so
A lot of the
if I had a
questions pertain
fucking
to the
dollar for
Spider-Bitch,
every
huh?
single can Alistair say this questions, like
this isn't about Hasbin Hotel. This one
Alice,
at least.
your dear husband is not here, people. I apologize.
Sorry,
If he would be here, he would have been announced. Bosco. Hashtag blame Bosco.
He pops in here by just randomly every now and
When he
again, so
chooses
could.
to.
No, he's streaming. He's streaming on Twitch right now, so he wouldn't show up.
Don't check out Bosco on Twitch. He's a bastard. But yeah, we got like, I think 600 questions on Instagram and a few hundred more on Twitter.
I was scrolling through most of them, and a lot of them were Hasbin Hotel related, and I felt really bad because I'm like, I can't.
We will have another Hasbin Hotel HUNICAST soon, guys. Do not worry. You can ask all of your spider and dear daddy related questions then.
Yes, but until then, we do have a few Twitter questions. So from Casket, they say, if my question doesn't get answered, it's okay. I'm binging Lackadaisy tonight, and it's charming. My question is, what kind of voices do you have for the characters like Mordecai or Victor, etc.? I'm super excited for the project. I take that'd be more for Fable and Tracy.
Yeah, could you repeat that? Because
Yeah,
you sounded
you-
like a
Was I
broken
cutting out?
robot
Oh,
right
you're-
now.
All right, there we go. Now
Okay.
we're good.
Sorry
You
about
sound
that.
good.
Are we no
Good.
longer robotic?
For
yeah,
now.
you sound much
For
better.
now.
Okay. The question was, what kinds of voices do you have for the characters Mordecai and Victor and etc.?
Well, our Mordecai is here. If,
Right?
Yeah, if you want to know what Mordecai sounds like, come on.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, Mordecai. He's got a very sort of proper sort of voice. This, like, because I always pictured him very careful with his diction and kind of a snob, but not wanting to be, just inherently so. So, uh, it's a character that like I always in my head I was like, this is how he always sounded to me, and then I don't know if we oh no, we talked about this in the other stream, but I used to do comic dubs of Mordecai way back. Um and so it's kind of surreal to be asked to do it in like an official capacity. It
Not
feels
at
like
all. You did a great job. Tracy mentioned to me your
I
work, and I gave it a listen, and I was like, "That's 6 years ago. He's probably even more amazing now." I'm gonna reach out to this
I
guy.
think like because of your dubs, like we're already canonically the voice that, that people hear when they
oh shit.
so it was just icing on the cake that you agreed to work with us on this. So thanks again. 'Cause
Yeah,
I know
thanks so
you're
much.
I know you're extremely busy and very much in demand. So it's humbling that you
I will say when I got the email, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, like
I was trying
okay.
very carefully to. I was like, "Please, please don't assume that this is a scam, please."
But yeah, so just a very proper sort of voice. Like that's the Mordecai Heller voice in a nutshell. Um, because but yeah, and I guess we don't have a Victor, right? Yeah, or
we
maybe.
have
don't.
not
We
we have
do
not cast
not.
Victor yet. No.
Mm.
There
So
are a
that'll be
couple
Is
roles
Victor
that we're
going
still
to
working
be-
on. But yeah, once
Yeah.
we got once the
I mean, we
Kickstarter
could
is over, they'll be
say
seeking
we
people
can
out.
we can say, I guess, some of them. Like we had to keep it a secret before the Kickstarter, like who we were still casting for. Do you want to keep it a secret still?
I'll keep it in a secret. I guess I want to get to the point where I'm not going to get flooded with requests from people inevitably giving me their best bad Cajun accent, and it's
Okay.
like,
Well, you just gave
yeah.
it away.
Oh my
Well,
god, sorry about that back then.
yeah, but yeah, we'll be making announcements as to what people we're looking for in terms of like what crew and cast. So yeah, you can follow Tracy at Lackadaisy Cats and myself at Fable Paint on Twitter, and we will be making announcements when we are looking for people. And please don't send us anything right now.
Oh, we've
Yeah.
had lots and lots of DMs and emails and notes
Very
on
many.
others. Like it's so much that since the Kickstarter launched, because it's brought a lot of attention to the project, some of the press coverage and stuff. So it's been a lot, but it's just such a hectic time, and we're constantly communicating with each other and other things and trying to keep this thing on track. It's
Yeah.
very-
Meanwhile,
we can't.
wanna,
Yeah, we can't do the portfolio review stuff at this point. So
yeah, I couldn't give them their due time, their justice, and it's like if they were to send me anything right now, it would just get buried. Because the way I'm going to archive everything is not all my public info.
It would get lost in the shuffle. So just
it would
wait until
absolutely get lost, and you don't deserve that. So
yeah, we don't want to overlook anybody who might be like the perfect fit for the job. So wait until we announce, and we'll do that on Twitter, and I probably will also repost on Tumblr since I have probably more people following me there than on Twitter. So
good old Tumblr. It's still around.
It's dying, but it's still there. Yeah, it's hanging in there.
And
It's
anybody who's a voice actor that wants to know like just general opportunities in general. I know Belle Shapiro here literally always posts pretty much anything that is casting publicly.
Oh my goodness, yes. Follow Belle. Belle, can you tell folks your Twitter?
You can follow me at Belle Rusape VO on Twitter, just in case
if you're a voice actor and you want to just kind of like, if need some tips or probably a good direction to where you can find most casting calls, just overall.
Yeah, you retweet pretty much everything that is out there whenever it's
He's really good at finding that kind of stuff. He's really, really good at that.
He is on top of it. Belle is a good guy.
Thanks, guys.
Also, speaking of social medias, I'll be linking all of your guys' social medias in the description below.
Well, goody. They can find out what my persona is.
Exactly. It's very
Yeah,
important.
draw me
knowledge.
accurately in all your animatics of all the nonsense.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yes.
God, I think I told Ty a long time ago.
Ty is our character designer, by the way.
Let's see. A Bombay cat.
Oh.
That's what your persona is, a Bombay cat.
I mean, I don't really have a persona. It's just kind of the first cute cat that I felt like would represent me.
Oh yeah, Fable, you have them kind of making a little piece of art of everyone, huh? I think I saw...
Yeah. Ty is doing a drawing of just the Lacka crew, so it's been a lot of the voice actors and folks.
Yeah, I
just
saw the
in
work
there.
in progress in one of the servers. It's
Everybody's
turning out
gotta
really
get-
nice so far.
Everybody's got to
With
get their
voice.
government mandated personas.
I mean, if
Extremely
we're gonna be
necessary.
working
As anthropomorphic cats, I feel like we need a persona. It kind of comes
You
naturally.
can't go in with a human face. It's like being naked.
Can you imagine having
I-
a persona? This is made by the Doesn't Have a Persona gang.
Lisa, you're gonna have one soon enough.
That was terrifying.
Okay. There we go.
Mike is having a fit on chat.
I'm gonna have to, after I'm editing this, I'm gonna have to cut in some like technical difficulties music and shit. Fucking, oh, that's why this shit ain't live.
This is why I don't stream on Twitch anymore either.
Yeah, we're having a time, so pray for us that we'll have
internet,
this
like,
fixed.
Is your internet?
It's
like,
not our
held together
internet,
with
it's the
yarn and
interface
duct
right
tape or
now. I
something?
think
It's-
this
oh my
interface
God.
is garbage.
No, it's a
actually.
mix of our interface and the internet, and I don't know what's happening. But we
Well,
will
are you gonna get
survive.
a new
We will survive, I swear to God.
It also doesn't help that you're
Bless
not
you.
connected to Ethernet, so that could probably help you a little
Oh.
bit.
Honestly,
Yeah.
being connected to the Ethernet has been worse for us than being connected to Wi-Fi. Because you've been connected to Ethernet and your internet cuts out more than mine does, being on Wi-Fi. So I don't know. Screw this apartment. Screw technology. We're gonna just
Move to
replace
LA.
shit.
Move to LA. Just come here. Just
Donate
come
to
here.
Streamlabs.
Move next door. We could party all the time. I know where all the best pancakes are.
Donate
When
to
we're allowed
Streamlabs
to come
help
out of
us
our
move to
houses, come
LA,
say hi.
the land of internet and
I
honey.
want to go down there soon, so eventually.
Yeah,
we were talking
do want to
about
move down there.
Yeah, and we were talking about in the Lacka Crew server where we chat about the project, about how fun it would be if y'all were like did a trip to LA and then we just did a pancake tour of LA.
Honestly, I want to go do a pancake tour. That would be really cool.
We were gonna head down to LA in April, but considering recent events.
Yeah, we were gonna
Well-
go see our friend, but they ended up moving ahead of time. So
Yeah, and we also have a meetup for I have a meetup for a show that I'm working on. So we'll see if that still happens, hopefully. Cry. But anyway, before everything fucked up,
yeah, there was a second question that I was gonna read off. It's from Red, and it says, "So I don't know anything about Lackadaisy, so my question would be, do I need to read the comic to understand everything? I might check out the comic out either way, but I just wanted to know. Looking forward to seeing this project come to life, and lots of love to you guys."
Oh.
Check the comic either way. Please read it.
Yes, oh yeah, please
It's really
read it.
good.
I
It's
don't think
beautiful.
we
Good
need
shit.
the comic
Yeah.
for context, but it
It's
certainly would help.
it's a treat for
Oh
your
God,
eyes.
Lisa, say that again the way you just did.
Why? I'm
Because it's great.
It's free,
Oh my god.
and you get that one for free. Next one costs $20. Okay.
Gotta start charging for that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we designed the story of the cartoon to be standalone. So like even if you're not familiar with the comic, like the cartoon will be a good entry point where it's kind of like a distillation of Lackadaisy. Like you get
Yeah.
more characters at once than you might otherwise get. Like it is rare to see like as many characters as we wanted to showcase, to get them all like occurring in the same like 5-minute sequence would be kind of difficult to find a chapter in the book where that would happen. So we figured we'd just like create something that was like not quite a pilot in terms of something that would exist within the greater canon, but it definitely gives you like the flavor and it's accurate to the feeling of the comic. Like if you enjoyed the cartoon, you could read the comic and expect more. And if you enjoyed the cartoon and it became a series, then you would expect to find more of that in a series. So, but yeah, we tried to tailor it so that fans would appreciate it and you didn't have to know anything going into it. Also,
Yep. That's pretty much covers it. I don't think I could add any more. I was gonna chime in, but I don't think I need to. Yeah, so
Long
it's for
story
both,
short,
it's
you
for
do
both
not
longtime
need
readers.
you do not need to read the comic, but you should.
You should.
you should, because if you guys need a way to occupy yourself and you would like it to do it with some genuine eye candy, Lackadaisy would be an excellent choice. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next
Yeah, well,
question.
if you, yeah.
Oh, go on.
If
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was
Tracy's
just
trying to
saying-
be humble.
Nah.
Don't be humble, be
I'm
proud.
just over here making humble noises.
humble.
I was just gonna say the
No,
next
thank you.
question. I'm not gonna
Take the compliment.
I'm not gonna read it all out loud because it is something we've already talked about. The next question was from Lana, and they were asking if it was possible to apply for side characters, which that is something that you could probably look into later. Fable and Tracy would both be posting about that whenever those opportunities arise.
Yeah, just make
Yeah,
sure
we'll-
to check
we'll
everybody's
be letting
social
you know.
medias.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's always
We'll
best to
quote-
just wait for the opportunity to come up before asking for it.
Yeah, because I
well,
can't.
yeah. I understand wanting to take the initiative, but yeah, just wait for
Yeah,
it
I get
because
it.
we have lots of communiques coming in right now, and it's overwhelming.
You just,
so
I can just guarantee that if you come to me and you're like, "Can I have a job?" I'm gonna be like, I am not gonna read the message because I can't do anything about it right now. Like, we don't, until the Kickstarter's done, we don't even have the money. So then it's difficult to hire people when it's like, yeah, just promise you money like months down the line. By the way, all of the voice actors here, thanks so much for your patience. A lot of these
Hey,
folks I
no
did bring
problem.
on very early on, and they've been just great sports, just wonderful sports.
It's worth it. 100%
Thank you.
worth it.
Yeah, it's been great working
yeah,
with you too.
you've all been very generous with your time, and we really appreciate that.
Hey, you are
You
good
are
company.
welcome.
Aw. Yeah, the recording sessions have been a ton of fun. Especially hearing Belle just like grunt and like yell.
Yeah, I barely got to say any actual lines, but I'm looking forward to actually doing some.
Belle, I hope you're ready to
Yeah.
scream.
Yes.
There's a lot of that,
Mind-
and
mind if I do a little preview screaming, because I've kind of prepped my voice up for doing some recording earlier today, so I might as well get.
If
Might
you
as well
want
get
to,
a-
I'll run to the other side of the room and
Please
scream
do.
too.
You know what?
Right
Let
on
me
the
lower
mic.
let me lower the crap out of the gain
I'll do
so
it
that
right
it's
now.
easier.
Oh boy, alright. Michael has to steal the first scream.
No, you scream first, and then I'll scream in response at a distance.
Okay.
All in
All
response.
right. All right.
Oh my god, they're communicating.
It's like
amazing.
listening to mating calls going back and forth.
Is this the scene where
like
Rocky and Freckle die? They like drive off a bridge and just die.
yeah,
I mean,
that scene where they're
Yes, the classic scene where they die.
The
Don't
That
classic
sounds like what
line
is
where
in
Rocky
Rocky's
screams,
head at any
"Fuck."
given second. Yeah.
that scene where they're attacked by howler monkeys.
Oh my god! You know
And
what?
here we hear the classic mating call of the voice actor.
yes, it is, and I'll admit, every time I've been live, I've been half-assing those screams, so I wanted to give you a real one to show
Oh.
you what I'm made of.
I feel special. I got the real scream.
Wow,
Absolutely.
thank you. Thank
Belle
you
was
for
hired on the
blessing our
basis
ears
of
with
his
that.
many and varied and wonderful screams.
The entire time
Like, no
Michael
joke,
was
yeah.
screaming, I was just like, oh my god, my poor neighbors. And then I remembered that last night they were doing nothing but fighting with each other and banging against the walls until 11 in the fucking morning. And I'm like, oh, never mind. No, I hope that makes their hangover feel even better.
I hope someone
Fucking
knocks on our
assholes.
door and is like, "Is everything okay?"
Just scream
The
in
corona
face.
got us. Ugh.
Oh, never mind. Never mind what we're doing. They're beating their own brains out.
This entire stream, I'm sure my mic has been picking it up. You guys might not hear it, but I'm sure the people listening at home probably have heard it. The neighbors behind me have been like throwing shit against the wall and like just being super loud. And I'm like, what is happening? Are there
Jesus
zombies trapped in all of the adjacent apartments to me? What is going on?
I mean,
not
hopefully everybody's
saying
staying
anything.
home right now, so...
Go
They're
up
staying
and say
home and
hi
they're
to
going
the
nuts.
zombies.
I'd
I
rather
mean-
not.
They're great people. I should know.
No, I'm scared of zombie people. I don't.
I'm not. They're probably
I'm
friendly.
Just offering
just
them.
saying.
a
I don't
like
finger
the
or two and you should be
bites.
good. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You
I don't have any
like
brains
bites?
in my fridge.
Excuse me, you don't like the bites? No nibbles?
No nibbles for Ashley.
No
For all
nibbles
we
for Ashley,
know,
not even as a treat?
happening right now.
You can give Ashley a little nibble as a treat.
I'm sorry, I thought you were saying nipples, and I was like, what the
I
fuck
thought I
is
heard
that?
nibbles too.
Nipples with bees,
What is
not
this?
peas.
What have I walked into? Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
wow,
You have no
this
room
is
to
the guy
judge,
talking about the
Mr.
bidets.
Bidet. Like,
Listening
A
and
bidet
blowing
is
as
not a
whistle.
nipple, okay?
Bidets are fucking amazing and they feel great on your butthole.
So we can talk about sparkling buttholes all day long, but nipples is over the line. All right, fine. I see how it is.
Only.
That's
Hang
crossing
on.
an entire different barrier right there.
It's
This
it's only-
podcast is
it's
Tumblr
only-
safe.
Only female.
Fable.
Female nipples are disallowed on the
Only
podcast.
Only female presenting nipples are banned.
Oh.
God.
Oh god. Yeah. Fable, we missed our opportunity to pitch this instead of Lackadaisy. We should have pitched.
No, we still got the
There's
butthole cut to
zombies.
work on.
Yeah, that too.
For
but
$1 million,
zombies-
we will make a butthole cut of Lackadaisy.
Yeah, I was just about to
Everyone
mention the
has
fucking cat's butthole cut.
Oh
I
yeah,
need that.
that's our biggest stretch goal.
That is the most painful information I've ever been exposed to. Not because the fact that the butthole cut of cats exists. It's painful because I can't see it, and I probably never will, and that hurts my soul.
And the
Now,
idea
if they
that
have
somebody had to go
buttholes-
back and remove every single butthole?
Now,
Well-
my question is not if they have buttholes, but does that mean that they did or didn't have testes on these naked cats? Because
They-
wouldn't it be weirder if they didn't, or weird if they did?
What? It
Are
looks,
they all neutered?
It looks weird in a very Barbie doll way, like Ken doll way.
The process
but
of
I think
becoming a jellicle involves also becoming a eunuch.
Yes. What I think actually happened from what I read, it was none of them had buttholes or anything like that. It was just that some of the CG of the fur overlay that they put on the 3D models or the CG models was creating like these swirls in places, and sometimes it was on their butt, and so they would have to go in. So they had artists whose job it was specifically to go in and paint over that frame by frame.
So Tracy, along those lines, I have a question for you. Buttholes. Do the Lackadaisy cats have them?
Fable, are you trying to lose your job?
I mean, I asked before if they use litter boxes or toilets, so they have to
People
poop.
need to know for design purposes. Why they wear the pants? What is their motivation to wear pants?
They wear pants because they are fully equipped, but we just don't talk about that.
They wear pants because they're fashionable and nothing else.
Oh yeah.
I need an adult.
I am
That's for the fans to figure out. Yeah.
They are cats in abstraction, so they're just like they're abstracted people. They're they're humans with cat faces.
And we can leave that
Tails.
at that for the fans to
You're welcome
All
for
of
affinity.
you, not us.
All of the questions I get about like their, like, do they lick themselves clean or like,
I need to know. I need to know for my role play. Do they lick themselves?
do they lick?
Fable, somebody responded to like one of your.
My response
somebody
is usually, like-
responded. Somebody responded to like the HUNICAST tweet saying like, "Oh, I recognize this artist. They did
Oh,
porn."
yes! Oh yeah,
That's
I remember seeing.
very embarrassing. Okay, so let me explain it. Let me explain it. This was like, okay, so in the question, the HUNICAST art that was put up was done by me. I offered to Ashley. I was like, oh, I'll do some art, and I put it in.
And I appreciate
in I really enjoyed doing it. And for the people who are wondering, yes, I was channeling a little bit of Family Guy on the Ashley bun for the face because I don't know, it was just like, yeah, she's like, meh,
Yeah.
I'm being lifted, meh.
Yeah.
It seemed like a very bunny attitude to have about being picked up. So somebody replied, and they're like, "Oh, I recognize that artist. They do a lot of porn."
Oh no.
And I'm like, interest is piqued, and I can't help myself. I reply, "Oh, I'm not usually known for porn. What? It's like, can I get some details on this? People don't generally commission me for porn. What can I say?" So they revealed, they're like, "Oh, well, you see on Rule 69, I see a lot of the orange cat and the gray cat like banging each other."
Oh no.
And I had to reply, "That's not canon."
So you know how we were talking about how Cool
No,
Cat
see,
is made?
my favorite part
That's
is
not
that they
fan
did
art.
not,
That
they
is
did not
extremely
untag any of us. So in my
Yes.
mentions, I saw all of them, and I'm like, please stop.
Oh god, I feel so bad for that person too, because I feel like that was stated in a very genuine way. And they must have been like, "Oh my god, I'm that asshole." And I just felt so bad for them as they suddenly realized that they had conflated Rule 69 or Rule 34, excuse me. Rule 34 with canon information, and that they had thought that the characters that they actually did that. And I'm like, no.
Their cousin.
It would be a very
they're
different
cousins.
Kickstarter if
Well, so I mean, so is Kirito and his cousin, but
Power to you and what you like and all, but I don't need to know.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I remain like pleasantly oblivious to most of this stuff.
Oh,
Like,
oh, no.
Tracy didn't hear a
until
damn thing.
except people, except like these like paladin do-gooder types like will come out of the woodwork and be like, "Tracy, do you know about this art?" And they show it to me and I have to look at it.
I didn't know about it until you showed it to me.
I could have
but-
lived without knowing, thank you.
Yes. Like
Yeah, trust me, people do the same to me, and I'm just like, what do you want me to do about it?
Right?
What am I
Like,
supposed
I
to do?
tell
Bring
him-
down Thor's hammer?
I know, it's like I'm fine with people enjoying what they enjoy, whatever. But it's just like even if I like railed against it or something, that would just invite more of it. Don't you?
I was about to
understand?
say that
Where it's
literally
like,
only creates more.
If you say no, people are gonna be like, "Oh, yeah."
Well, they're gonna do it,
I know,
Right,
like
it's taboo that I
just
must.
be-
Yeah.
right?
Baby,
It's human
baby
nature.
crave porn. Nobody tell baby no.
No, see, I don't understand why you would go for Rocky Freckle porn when Zib just exists.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
why it's always either Mordecai and Victor or Rocky and Freckle, and that just seems to be like nobody's interested in anything else. So
That is
I don't know.
how.
It's because
How
none of
are
us
people-
left our
how
How
yaoi
does
phase
Victor
after
and
high school.
Mordecai work? I'm pretty sure that Mordecai is only attracted to the concept of graphs.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
likes
understand.
statistics and
Yeah.
new technology.
Yeah, and he knows that this relationship is statistically impossible.
Oh, Lord. All right.
Meanwhile, I think that Victor would need somebody who could make better Blinny.
All right.
Yeah.
For our next question.
So far we got bidets, nipples, and cousin fucking.
Oh man! Speaking of
Aren't
that, I
you
have
all
like a
glad
joke.
that you came
I have a
here?
joke I wanted to say.
PG-13, I swear.
What's the next topic gonna be? Let's find out.
It's
The
children.
next question is from Sandwich, and they say, "Can Michael do a backflip right now?" Oh God, Michael,
yeah,
where
now
are
you
you
have
going?
to.
Where are you going? Oh God!
Michael, no!
Please love yourself. Don't do this.
He did the
my
tiniest
God,
hop, and I
directly on
felt my
item.
entire apartment shift.
I'm not
Oh,
equipped
what
to
is
do
Michael
a backflip.
gone now?
I would have fallen straight on my back and probably broken it. So, that
Michael, you have
sucks.
to commit to the bit. Break your neck live on stream.
Yeah, it's not a fucking stream. It's a recording.
Fuck! Live on whatever this is.
Break your neck live on recording so there's evidence.
I don't want to go
For
to
insurance
Lisa,
purposes,
Lisa,
this
that is a
podcast
threat.
will not be
You've
going out.
threatened me.
Yeah, I threatened you. What are you gonna do about it, coward?
Oh my god!
Lisa seems so small and soft-spoken and sweet, and then the moment you step up to her, she's like, "I will stab you in the
Lisa's
eye."
fucking scary.
My money is on Lisa.
Oh yeah,
You know
same,
what?
same.
You know, no, guys, Michael, there's no shame in saying no, backing out, and admitting you're a pussy. It's cool.
I mean,
He's a
you are
pussy. He plays
Cat, so
Rocky.
it's fun. You have an easy
You want me to
out.
fucking do the
Exactly,
back?
No, Michael, don't do it! Oh god.
If you do it, you're gonna die!
I can't. No, I can't.
If you
I'm
break your neck,
scared.
then we don't have
I'm
a Rocky.
a pussy.
He
This
did
is
and
the moment.
even
Beautiful pussy.
This is the moment where you need to start training to learn how to do a backflip.
Where's the spray bottle? Get it.
Can't you just
Yeah,
like
right,
here.
where is it when you need it?
you sprayed me, you asshole!
Did it land
Oh,
on
no.
you?
Yes, and all over my computer.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Well, time to clean my computer screen after this.
Seems like the cat fought back.
Anyway, next
Missed
question.
again and hit our window. Just put the spray bottle down. No, not the new TV. Fucking. All right, I have the spray bottle now. Baby no longer has spray bottle. Michael, next question. I will. I am going to lose my mind.
Stop!
who did that?
I don't like how real you are.
it sounds like those old. Have you ever heard those like old Edison recordings of like from the baby dolls that Edison had made?
I haven't.
It sounds like that. It's so
Every time
terrifying.
Michael wants to piss me off, he starts doing the baby cry, and it
That was
awakens
Michael?
a deep.
Yeah.
That's Michael.
It's Michael.
Holy
It
shit!
should awaken some deep primal maternity instincts. No, it just awakens a deep primal urge to kill.
I had the hiccups before this started, and she was getting
It's,
fucking pissed.
I wasn't
Fight or
pissed.
flight.
I was scared that you were gonna have hiccups all through recording.
I kept hiccuping for like 25 straight minutes, and she was scared.
The last 5 minutes being the minutes that we jumped into this and started recording. Thank fucking God.
Yeah.
But anyway, next question.
Yes, please.
Are you telling me to read it?
Yes, I've already
Yes.
fucked my voice enough as is.
Okay, the next question is from Velvet, and they say, for Sunwong, what was your favorite line or moment as FL4K in Borderlands? Mine was definitely the bromance with Zero.
Oh, okay. Favorite line as Flack. You know, I recorded a lot of lines, but it's hard to remember right now. I do. Oh shit! You put me on the fucking spot.
Work, bitch.
Let me Google Flack.
You better start remembering that.
It's like
have
it's
to
like
Time to
remember
go
the
on
most
fucking
iconic
Google and look
parts.
up your own quotes.
It's like I'll remember like all the storylines in the game, but oh man, there's a lot of lines. I remember there is one line where they're like, I think they're like, I have no blood, so I'll be taking yours. That's pretty good. Because they're one of the playable main characters who like kill a bunch of guys in the game. So that one's good. Oh, this one was good. I'm like looking up at the wiki article. Because there's a boss who's like a shithead, and their quote is, I am neither man nor woman, but both deserve more respect than you do, which I thought was
Ooh, that's a really good line.
yeah. Yeah, so they got a bunch of good ones that I totally remembered on the spot.
It's so funny. People will like quote me on things that I've said in past podcasts, and I'll be like, yes, sure. I guess I said that. All right.
Yeah, like with video stuff, like I don't really rewatch my own stuff, so people will quote stuff at me. I'll be like, I think that sounds maybe like something I said once, or something. I was like, that's pretty funny, and then like, yeah, that's your video. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I remember that.
All right, before we move on to like Instagram questions, I do have one more Twitter question I want to read just because it's really fucking random. This is from someone named Jack. They say, my question is, do you prefer French fries or onion rings?
French fries all the way.
Onion
It depends
rings.
what the French fries are like. Are they like waffle fries? Because those are really good. if that's the case, then French fries definitely. But if they're like onion rings that I made homemade, then probably because I'm biased.
Wow,
I'm a piece of shit, and I
narcissist.
fucking love Burger King's onion rings.
Those are not onion rings.
I
That's
know they're
onion
not.
Paste. It's onion paste and the just mockery.
It's still
of-
onion in the shape of a ring. It counts.
It doesn't really count.
Here's my
Potatoes,
stance on the French fry versus onion rings
fact.
debate. French fries are safer, but you're gonna get more mediocre fries than not. Onion rings are either fucking dog shit or incredible. Like
Okay,
the,
but
the
who-
best fried onion ring will beat any French fry.
But
for
who
me.
makes the best French fry in y'all's opinion?
Like I feel
Shut
like
up, Lisa.
I feel like I have the unpopular opinion of like of all the garbage food of McDonald's, I actually really like their fries, especially the little floppy ones. But
Oh, yeah.
it seems like anybody I've talked to who, I mean, I rarely get into a conversation about fries, but so many people are like, ew, especially like the burnt ones and the floppy ones. They're so gross. And I'm sitting over here like, those are my favorites.
As someone who often gets into conversation about fries, let me say you're absolutely validated.
Oh, thank you.
The
I'm
mushy
so-
ones are full of grease, and
Yes.
grease is delicious.
It
And the little burnt
is.
ones are crispy as shit. Nah, you're
Ew,
totally
Yeah.
right.
ew.
I
Oh,
like
I'm
Five
so
Guys
glad-
fries
Thank
the
you.
most.
Thank you for validating me.
I like
Oh.
Five Guys fries the most because they put spices on it, and all of them are the floppy ones, and it's delicious.
I feel fucking bad. I haven't been to Five Guys since like fucking 2010. And
To be
I don't
fair,
remember
all
it.
they serve there is like hamburgers, and you don't eat red meat,
Yeah.
so you kind of have no reason to go.
Yeah.
You have an excuse.
My
good
favorite
sir.
fries are probably. This is fucking generic. This is the generic answer. I like Wendy's fries, but I also, if you guys have ever been to like Steak
Nothing
and
wrong
Shake,
with that.
Steak and Shake
Steak-
fries are fucking legit.
they are
Yeah.
fucking
Yes.
good. Yeah.
I've never
Those
been to
sh-
Steak
Steak
and
and
Shake.
Shake French fry seasoning, very good.
Yes.
I gotta have
Very
those.
Steak
Very,
and
as
Shake
very
is
for-
fucking delicious. Do we
And
have a Steak and Shake
onion,
near?
for
I
onion
don't
rings,
think we do.
for onion rings, I really it's been so long since I've had onion rings, but I think the last place that I had them at was Sonic, and they were actually pretty good.
Okay,
I've
Michael
never
and
been
I,
to Sonic,
Michael
but
and
I
I
hear
have
they're
been like
kinda
making
shit.
plans to make a trek up to the Sonic that's like super far away from where we live.
I've never been to Sonic. I want to go there really bad.
Let me just say, if you're gonna make a trek out of it, you're gonna be disappointed. Because
I know.
That's what I keep
Yeah.
saying.
I've
Their
heard it
food is
sucks.
garbage, but he really wants to go. So I'm like, all right, let's make a day of it. Fuck it.
Wanna go
Sometimes
today?
you have
That's
to
gonna be
go
like
on
all
terrible
of it.
journeys, you know?
Want to go today? No, I need a nap after this shit.
I'll
that's
fucking
gonna-
go.
All right,
It's
fine.
gonna be like,
you can have
yo,
fun
let's take a
walking.
road trip to GameStop. That's gonna be so legit.
Oh my god! So
I got some fried food opinions if I could share them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
totally,
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
side note, but since you mentioned GameStop, I have to bring up my experience with getting Animal Crossing early the other day with GameStop.
Ooh.
I called a GameStop and I made sure to go out of my way to find like the smallest, dinkiest like GameStop I could find. Like one of those ones that like corporate has just forgotten exists. And I called and I was like, I had this moment of panic, like, oh no, I haven't prepped what I'm gonna ask. What do I say? Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna ask what I mean. Hey, can I have Animal Crossing early? Like, that's just what I asked. I'm like, can I have Animal Crossing early? And the GameStop
Damn.
employee pauses and he's like, all right, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, not corporate approved. Come get Animal Crossing. And I'm like, oh my god, it worked. And so I fucking hauled ass over to GameStop and he was like, here you go. And I'm like, this dude just wants to go home. He stopped giving shit a while ago. And
Thank
so
you,
I got
GameStop.
Animal Crossing early just because I straight up asked.
I know a lot of GameStops were giving Doom Eternal early. I didn't know about Animal Crossing though.
I just,
You're
I
probably not
I'll-
supposed to.
Probably not.
I'll
Yeah.
never get over
Probably
him
not.
just being like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, not corporate approved. Come get it.
Full disclosure though, this entire call, I have been playing Animal Crossing.
Good.
What kind of food do you have?
One of my
Cherries!
interview questions I have written down, and I will read the question as I wrote it, word for word, is how many hours of your life have you sacrificed to the Animal Crossing gods? I have been playing it.
Across
I have been playing it nonstop since I got it on the 19th. It's
You're not
so
playing it
good.
right now.
I know! I had to
Yeah,
stop!
you need to step up your game. Play and visit my island and say hi.
Lisa, I'll
Get
visit your
good,
island after the stream.
Chris.
Yeah,
after
me
the
and my-
I
podcast
want to
recording.
give a quick shout out to my friend Kelly Turnbull, Sela Squid, who just gifted me with an Animal Crossing code. Because I had expressed on Twitter, I was like, I want to give peaches to all my friends on Animal Crossing. And she was like, sure, I'll get it for you. And I was like, oh, you're so freaking sweet. Because I'm like, I just want to spend my Sunday doing anything but work right now. I just want
Michael's
to give.
starting up the Switch and playing Animal Crossing now. God damn it, we're not done yet, you heathen!
Put it down. Mike,
Put the
get the spray
game
bottle.
down.
Michael, you have to read stuff.
Hold on.
But I have fried food opinions I have yet to
Oh my
share, though.
god, no! Don't crank the volume up.
Share those food opinions. I want to hear them.
Okay. So we've said enough about French fries. I like a good range of a fry. So I'll say something about onion rings. I just, to me, when I think about onion ring, I think of the Awesome Blossom from Outback Steakhouse.
I have never had that, but I have wanted it literally my entire life.
It
looks so
I love
good.
them. I love
It
them
is
so much.
It's quite good. It's like, it can be a bit difficult because the way they slice it, you can try to pick out a bit of the onion and then you accidentally unsheath the whole thing. So you're just like eating the crispy bit, and now you have to like grab the limp wiggly onion if you want some.
What is it
But
that you're
dang
talking
it,
about? I just
The
missed
Awesome
it.
Blossom from Outback Steakhouse. That
Huh.
to me is
Don't
the
they
onion ring.
call it the bloomin' onion?
Bloomin' onion? Oh, sorry, Bloomin'
It
onion,
goes
not
down
Awesome
the
Blossom. What am I
mouth.
thinking? Wait, no, that's Chili's called it the Awesome Blossom. That's
Yeah.
right.
Ah,
But yeah, both
okay.
of them really good.
Bloomin'
Basically
onion.
the same shit. They just take an entire ass onion. They just like batter the entire onion. They don't bother putting in a ring, and then they just deep fry the whole thing, and they serve that to you.
God,
And that's
All
like
right, Michael,
with
so
like some
we're gonna
Chipotle.
go to
It's American
Sonic
as shit.
and Outback Steakhouse.
Are we?
Yes.
Today?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No, I'm getting the cold sweats.
Because if we did go, I will say one of those would be a good fucking time. One of those would be a shitty time, and I think you can tell which restaurant would be better than the other.
Yeah.
Sonic,
Yeah.
obviously, the worst.
Yeah. A little bit.
But you could get a good shake there.
I hope so. No, Steak and Shake is the fucking bomb for shakes. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm
Let's
not
just
gonna
talk
say
about
no.
Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
All right.
food.
Well, since Michael has now moved on to Animal Crossing and has given up on the podcast, I'm going to read
Damn
from
it, Mike!
Instagram.
We've only got
Sorry, I'm
we've
a
only got
bad
a few more
influence,
things
it's
to
my
read. and
fault.
then we're
Lisa,
gonna-
you're fired. I don't even have control over that, but you're fired.
Oh my god.
We've only got a few more things to read, and then we'll wrap it up.
But first up from Instagram, we've got Charlie, are you there? Which a lot of you guys might know from all their awesome art that they've done for fan art features in HUNICAST'S past. And they say, just wanted to let you guys know that I've been accepted into my dream university and will be studying 2D animation. So eventually, I'll be out there trying to do what you wonderful people do. And for that, I just want to say thank you for being such a big inspiration. Welcome back, HUNICAST. And the moment I saw that, I'm like, we have to include this. Oh my god, I am so
Aw.
so
five.
happy for you, Charlie.
Awesome.
I hope university is awesome, and I know you're gonna do a great job. Your art is always fantastic. So please keep letting us know how it's going, and I know you're gonna do amazing.
Yeah, school was fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I had a great time at school. I hope you do too. You know, make friends, take some classes you might not otherwise would have. Like if you get the opportunity to take something where it's like textiles. I don't know. I haven't done anything in textiles, but you think it just might be something interesting and you're not sure. Go ahead, go do that. Expand your horizons. 'Cause
I
that's
mean,
what
one of
school's
the
great for, you
one
know?
of the best pieces of advice, like for creating and being an animator and like being an artist and just everything, is diversify your interests and just enrich your experiences, because everything you experience becomes stuff that you can translate and bring to your art that might be, unique, something that other people can't do. So experience as much different shit as you possibly can. And I'm sad
The
that
education never ends.
Yup, and I'm sad in my short time that I was in college that I didn't take more like cool, unique classes. So definitely diversify and experience many things.
Now's the time. It gets a little bit harder once you're out of college, but right now you have a luxury of just learning for the sake of learning, and please take advantage of that.
Yes, enjoy.
You didn't go to art school for very long, did you?
No, I initially went to school for film because I didn't think I could be an animator. And eventually I was like, I like this, but this isn't like what I really want to do. So I took film for like a year and then I moved over to the animation major. And just a couple months after I joined the animation major, they shut it down because they didn't have funding. So I was just like, well, all right, screw this. And I just left school because I'm like, if I can't, learn what I want to learn, I might as well just start doing what I want to do. And so I immediately just jumped into freelance from there and just started
That
learning
was
on
a
my
good
own.
attitude to have, though. I mean, that's pretty much what you do. Formal education or not, you can just go out and make art. Like the
Yeah,
formal
exactly.
education just gives you resources and opportunities you might not otherwise have had. But there's nothing actually stopping you from making your own cartoon. I really encourage everybody to just, whatever means you can, get into it, because like every little bit of learning you can do, if you're like, this turned out like crap and I feel like crap because I made crap. Well, we all started out crap. Some of us still feel like we're crap.
You
But
gotta get
clearly
all
other
the
people
bad
feel
out before you can do the good.
You can be a working professional and still have like really self-conscious opinions of your work. It's,
Oh my
everybody
God,
goes
yeah.
through it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're all anxious messes back here.
All right. Next question we've got is the Raven Demon saying, "Hey, this is so exciting. I've been following HUNICAST since the beginning. I was wondering if you all could give your honest opinion on how the creative process of Lackadaisy Cats and or Has-Been Hotel went for y'all. If now, I was wondering what's your favorite part of the creative process." So, I mean, for me and Michael and Fable, I mean, Has-Been was just super super cool, really supportive, like loving team. I've gushed about working on Has-Been like many times before in previous HUNICAST'S.
The voice
Yeah, I could
acting
tell
portion
after-
of Has-Been was a little
Yeah.
chill. It was more or less just getting a call and record. But that's pretty much how it is for a lot of projects. It was really cool getting to know everybody involved though, and doing these streams was also really fun. That's probably that's my part for Has-Been
Yeah.
at least.
Let's see. I really like working with teams of people. Like, what got me into this in the first place was like, I remember watching Lion King and I read the Making of Lion King book. And what entranced me about that book was not even all the beautiful artwork, but it was the stories of like how they made the movie and like all the dead ends that they hit and trouble that they had. And like that was interesting. So there's just something inherently kind of awesome about working with a team of people to make like a piece of artwork that a lot of people are going to go see. And you all put in like your best into your bit, and like what comes out, it's just amazing. It's intriguing. It's like it's a art form that always entrances me, and there's just like so much depth. So I don't know. I love it all. I like working with people. Working on your own is great. I've done a lot of work on my own, but I love to work with people too.
I've been kind of like, I'm not involved in Lackadaisy, but obviously I know Michael and I know Fable, and I've gotten to know the rest of y'all now, and I've just kind of been watching y'all work on Lackadaisy from the sidelines, and you guys are crazy. You guys have, up until the Kickstarter, you all were hauling ass, working super super hard.
Looking at the server and just seeing all of the work happening so suddenly, just everything coming together all at once was crazy.
Yeah, every time I would look over at Michael's computer, I'd see some new piece
Fable,
of concept
you went
art
so
or
fucking hard
more progress
on
the
that
storyboard, animatic. Like it was so cool to see.
I was up until like practically the last second. I was it was up until Sunday, the day before the Kickstarter released. We were still tweaking it because we had like last minute ideas for how like an exchange could go a little bit more smoothly, and then I was like doing revisions on the boards to like have it match Mike's voice a little bit more. I felt like it could just be stronger if it was like this. And then M. Guerre, which who is our sound director that I brought in, was just such a freaking trooper. They sat with me on voice call, and we were just like tweaking away the sound design to get like a good balance between the voices and the violin and the all the sounds of the environment. And Tracy even went out and like recorded sounds of a bridge by her that inspired the bridge in the animatic, so
that's
that
so
Em had
cool.
like a reference to kind of listen to. It was really intense process. My hand still hurts. I've been trying to take it a little bit
sorry about
easy.
that. I was throwing notes at Fable like right up until the very end, right up until the absolute last minute before we couldn't like spend any longer on it, and everybody was like so cooperative and so understanding about how and just so geared up to make it the best possible thing that we could make.
And to be fair, it was a really good idea, and I was like, well, I can't not at least try to see how it works. But yeah, I mean, we had a really cranking it on that thing, because I'm like, this has to sing, because this is gonna do a lot of the heavy lifting. I mean, we got the interview by Tracy, and we got like a lot of art and everything, but people want to see like, okay, that's all really cool, but what will it be like? And the closest I could get to what it might be like without it being fully animated and rendered yet, just like a really a very ambient kind of tight animatic that gives folks like a good idea of like where you might imagine it might go, and it will just get even better from there. Like that's rough right now. That's where that's at. So I'm really looking forward to going in and refining all that and like animating it and like just doing more. Like it was so fun to do. I've worked on storyboards for a lot of different projects, even stuff where it came down to the wire. And I don't think I've ever had as much fun as working on this, where I'm like, you know what? However I feel, however tired I feel, I'm working on fucking Lackadaisy. This is awesome. I get to draw Rocky Rickaby dancing his way across the bridge, being an obnoxious, sing-song menace. It's just great. I get to draw him falling down a hill. I get to hurt them.
It was fun. I know we didn't use it, but I did record noise of me going like,
I am
falling
sad
down
that
the hill.
That didn't make it.
gotta-
into God.
Yeah, it was there, but it was also like it was hard to
It was a
parse
lot
that
more
over
like
the
cartoon,
violin.
obnoxious, like falling down
Yeah.
a hill. I do think that the violin sounds fit a lot better.
Yeah, it turned out really, really good. Maybe
Rocky,
in
yeah.
the unreleased bloopers, y'all will hear eventually Michael's weird falling noises.
Oh, I hope to share so many.
Yeah,
bloopers.
well, I think it's fitting that he doesn't make any noise really when he's falling now, because this is the kind of thing he does all the time, and so he's just got so much scar tissue at this point he wouldn't even feel it.
Just layers upon layers of scar
It's
tissue.
all natural to him now.
He has to accept
Yeah,
his
it's just-
fate. He's
this
just
is
like,
just-
well, this is gonna happen, I guess, today.
I guess I'll die.
Practically immortal. Let's be real here.
Yeah, he did take a thresher to the face. And
Yeah,
lived.
but yeah, but no,
God.
your sound effects were hilarious, and I'm sorry we had to like tone that down, but yeah.
No
anytime
worries.
you have to
More
cut
worries.
anything, it's like, no, but it's
I know it always hurts
Yeah.
to be like, but this was so funny when we recorded it, but now when it's in context, it doesn't quite. It doesn't quite
speaking
fit. We
of
have to modify it.
hilarious noises coming from the voice actors, Belle was the one who came up with "Please don't ruin musical theater." We didn't even write
That's
that. That
a
was
really
just
good
Belle.
line.
That was
Yeah.
improvised. Yeah, it was great.
We just sat there, we're like
We all-
dying. We're like, that's in.
Yeah, we laughed our butts off at that, and so we're like, yeah, we got it right. It was delivered so dryly and so perfectly. It was great.
God, that part was my favorite. Just getting the chance. I'm so grateful you guys gave me the chance to pretty much ad lib that moment.
You did a great job. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we can do more of that too, because these
Oh, yeah.
characters know each other well, and they are constantly quipping, and so yeah, and I think it feels a lot more natural when they interact that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going like 15 minutes over what we intended to do, so we're probably gonna.
Wow.
So one thing that we did mention that we were doing is the top 3 Streamlabs donors would have their messages read out loud. So let me go ahead and fetch those real quick.
Do we
So
get
that
to
way-
read them?
Yes, we're
We get
gonna
to
read
read
them.
Marvelous.
Yeah. So a Tartarus in a bookshop They say, have you guys seen this? This is probably just to me and Ashley. I don't know if you guys would have seen this. So, have you guys seen Kawasi's YouTube animatic of the last streams? Alistair flirts with Ashley. If not, you should. Doesn't have to be during the stream. Just watch it at some point, please, and let us know what you think of it. It's really good. I personally have not seen it.
I think I have. Let me look up Kawasi real
Me and Ash
quick.
might have watched it last night. We were going
Yeah,
over the
it's-
HUNICAST and just be like, since we're gonna be on this tomorrow, let's like watch the podcast.
Yeah,
just
it's the really
familiarize
good
ourselves.
animatic by that one
the good drawings?
Korean artist, I do believe.
Oh, I've seen this artist before.
Yeah, their work is really, really good, and they did a wonderful animatic from the last live stream, and it turned out super, super good. They captured my manic, embarrassed energy very well, and the way they drew Alistair, I'm sure, makes many a fangirl happy.
Yes,
so,
me
yes,
and
I did
Ash
see
watched
it.
this last night, and it's just like, this art is so good.
This, well, like,
It's
their
like,
art
oh
is
my
so
God,
phenomenal.
yeah.
What are they doing watching my stupid podcast and making fan art? Like, God, it's so good. But yes, we did see it, and we love it a lot.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Alistair
That
turning
line
into
work is so
Mr.
nice.
Steal Your Girl.
I mean, he was always Mr. Steal Your Girl.
The
Not that
peak
he values
asexual
her.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yeah, he doesn't value her. It's just that he's stealing her for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
I
then
mean,
there's
They're gonna go out and like have a coffee together. It's gonna be great.
I mean, he gets to be best friends with her, but you know, he
And
doesn't
you
have to
don't.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to know our relationship.
Alistair's off to steal your best friend. His BBF now.
and then
She's
the
not
brunette barista says, "Just want to send my love and support to you all." Well, thank you, the
Aw,
brunette
thank you.
barista.
We appreciate it.
Major respect to baristas out there. I know I know that struggle. I know
Good
that
lord,
life.
yeah.
Oh,
We-
did you
we
work
went
as a
to a-
barista?
Yeah, I did. It is hard.
Was it at Starbucks or somewhere else?
No, it was at this coffee shop that was around the Nebraska Furniture Mart where I live. So it was kind of, oh my god. I loved the job and I loved the people there, but the stress really got to me and I
I figure it's one of those like high traffic locations where people are always coming through looking for coffee.
Especially on weekends. Those are the busiest days, my god. But I did love the place and I did love the people there. So no shade to the place, no shade to the people. Overall, I just
Just
hope
a
that the
stressful job.
The
It's
other
just people
day,
need their coffee,
when we went to
unfortunately.
Starbucks, we were asking the Starbucks worker, like, "Hey, how's your day been?" And they looked at us and they were like, "I can't wait to get the fuck out of here." And I started dying. He was just
Was
like,
this
"My
at
shift's
the-
over in 40 minutes and I'm gonna be fucking gone." And I'm
This
like,
was at the
"Dude, I don't blame
fucking-
you."
This was at this combination Starbucks and Papa John's.
It was a combination
no.
of Starbucks and Papa John's.
The worst combo.
And there was this teenage boy working there, and he was just like, "I can't wait to fucking leave."
Who the fuck, like, whose idea was it to make a combination Starbucks and Papa John's? The last
a
thing I want,
genius.
the last thing I want to drink
Maybe it
when
was
I'm
the
having,
Papa John's
like,
idea.
if you're eating pizza, you're not gonna want like some nice hot coffee to go with it. It's not gonna go well.
No, you see, I
not
would
that
get my black tea, and I would have some garlic twists and have a lovely meal. You're just not
Fuck
thinking
that.
of
I
it
want a
correctly.
Sprite.
Those literally do not go together.
Go to Starbucks just to order a Sprite.
What? No, I
Now you
meant
gotta
for
eat
pizza.
pop here.
No.
What's your Coke products like?
All right, all y'all, your
a
homework
burger?
your homework for tonight is to go to Starbucks and try and order a Sprite. Please do not. You should stay home and stay in quarantine and stay
do not
safe.
break quarantine.
Do not break quarantine. But haha, funny
Just
joke.
call the Starbucks and order a Sprite.
Okay, but
Wait,
listen,
what? How can
I'm
they
gonna
do-
break
wait-
quarantine. I want
Oh
Starbucks
god, that'd be
now.
weird.
Oh,
How can
God
you,
damn it.
Have someone deliver you a Sprite? Just a fountain Sprite from a Starbucks for a
That was
moment.
so wrong.
Oh my god. Those poor folks don't actually do it, please. Not even as a joke. They're dealing with.
They
a lot.
work hard and
Um,
they fucking they
If
deal
you
with a lot
order
of
anything,
bullshit.
order something legit and then give them a very nice tip. Because
Yeah, if you want
yeah.
if you want real homework, if you're going out, don't go out. Stay safe. But if you are going out, tip your barista. That is your homework.
I think one of the worst things also when it comes to being a public servant working at like Starbucks or any fast food chain is when there are always these life hacks of like secret menu items that you order, and it's like they actually don't know what they are most of the time. So you ask for these specific secret menu items, they're like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I can't make that.
You're turning into a robot again.
Oh
guys.
no!
Oh, good.
Robot. Customer service is hard.
Our internet is the best.
Okay, we're good now. We got the bars up. All right.
Okay.
Oh man, you keep doing that. I'm gonna be singing All Star from Smash Mouth.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
This is the technical
Is
difficulty.
this what's gonna happen? Is this what we're doing?
Join in, Lisa.
No.
But where do we
No.
stop?
Anyway, we have one last
They don't
Streamlabs.
stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they
Don't stop
stop
coming. We have one last Streamlabs donation. This is from Michael. They say, first off, I love listening to these streams. Second, can we... This is the only has-been request for this stream, by the way, because it's one of the top 3. They say, can we hear Michael say as Angel? This is for my brother.
Hey, Alex, I want you to join us down here in hell.
That's pretty shitty to say, but I hope they don't deserve anything bad.
Don't join them in hell until you're old and gray.
You should spite your sibling and not go to hell just
Exactly.
to fucking spite them.
Is that the last of the requests? Because I have a request.
Yes.
Oh.
What is your request?
Okay, I want to hear Sung Wong as Mordecai do an Oh Ashley.
No, wait, no. I thought I was gonna survive one stream with that. Oh no, I didn't even explain what the Oh Ashley shit was.
Ashley literally
gonna have
forced
to
me to
explain it.
skip a donation where Lisa would have to have said it too.
Okay, so explanations for those who don't know.
Please explain.
It has become a thing on the podcast to have every single new guest that we get say, oh, Ashley, because Michael and Ed discovered that I get flustered and freak out really, really easy when I'm being flirted with, and everybody fucking loves it, and I hate it, and I can't escape a single one of these without somebody saying, oh, Ashley,
Like,
who's
she
it?
tries to skip these fucking requests too. She actually like gets sick and tired of them.
Okay,
God.
but when Sungwon does his, can I do one?
Oh,
You know,
fine.
everyone in the chat, let's just all do an Oh Ashley.
Oh, God.
What, at once?
At the same time?
Just imagine a whole room just turn towards you in unison.
No. It's like those dreams where it's like you're in a room with like a bunch of people and they all suddenly just turn their heads towards you.
Oh,
Like a nightmare?
at the
Like their
Has-Been
body doesn't
premiere-
move, it's just their fucking head twists. And
At
they
the
shout.
Has-Been premiere, we had just about every single guest that we've ever had on a HUNICAST, like, all there in one room. And so I wanted to take a group photo because it would be cool. And then I forget who decided this. Somebody was like, everybody on the count of 3 say, oh, Ashley.
I think it was Ed.
I think it was Ed. It would be
would've
Ed.
been him, yeah.
And fucking... So there's this group photo of all the HUNICAST members at that point together, and I'm just hiding with my head in Michael's chest, just like, no, kill me for the love of God,
I can find the
please.
photo. I think it's your banner still on Twitter.
It's not my banner on Twitter, it's my banner somewhere, but anyway, yes, alright. To end the stream, get it over with, everybody, just do it.
All right. So who wants to do the countdown then?
Well,
All right, I'll do
well,
it.
It's Sungwon because he was specifically requested. So.
Oh yeah, that is true.
So we do the countdown or what?
Oh, I guess it would just be to say, oh, Ashley as
No,
Mordecai.
do the countdown and then everybody all at once.
You know what? I'll do
Let's
my
do it
own Oh
separately.
Ashley. Then Ash can do their Oh Ashley.
Yeah, let's just
and
do it
then
separately.
let's just do 20 Oh Ashleys in a row.
Yes, I approve. I approve.
Let's
of
make
this.
it as personal as possible.
No.
In character. We have
In
to do it
character, though,
in
because,
character.
in character.
Because we don't want to make it sound like we're the ones hitting on her.
I
right now.
gotta hear what Rocky sounds like if he's attempting. I'm just so curious. Yeah.
Oh, Lord. All right, just end my suffering, somebody.
All right, okay, I'll start.
All right.
Oh, Ashley.
Oh, perfect.
Appropriate.
You sound like that Pooh Bear, like, squinting at the piece of paper, just like, the fuck am I being asked to
You
read?
want me to
All
say,
right.
oh, Ashley, I don't understand.
What's the rest of the line? There is
Oh,
this line.
Mordecai, honey. No, you're supposed to do it more like this. Oh, Ashley.
I still don't understand.
There's nothing to understand. It's just
Excuse me,
suffering.
teacher. I don't understand the assignment. What? Am I excited? Like are we in a public place? I'm just like, oh, Ashley! Hi, nice to see you! Wow, it's been a long time. How's the kids? Oh, you don't have kids. Never mind.
No, Ivy, you are a lady. You should have some instincts with this.
No.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay, well, what about you, Rocky? Surely you know how to do a good oh, Ashley.
Oh, Ashley!
Rocky sounded
Don't
like
ever
how
have
I
Mitzi
feel.
ask Rocky to do anything flirtatious. I'm pretty sure. It's just like,
Thud.
Like, oh,
dead.
well.
that's it. And to Rocky.
That was a very good attempt.
Oh, Ashley. Your ears are
Precious baby.
Oh, that was nice.
your ears are really. Has anyone
Everybody
ever told
pat
you your
Freckles'
ears
head.
are really? Has anyone ever told you your ears are really cute?
All right, Freckle wins.
Oh,
I'm
no.
keeping him.
Yes.
All y'all go the fuck home. I have a new precious baby.
Oh, thanks. That really means
I
a
am
lot.
glad we ended it on wholesome.
Oh.
The entire time y'all were doing that, by the way, Michael was just sitting next to me, staring at me intently. Just
don't
like, this is funny.
So I don't. So Ashley always has to comment on this about me. I don't fucking blink when I make eye contact. So it's so unnerving.
Oh my god!
When Michael was
really are
trained
just
that he has
Rocky.
to make eye contact with people when he talk, he forgets to blink. So I'll be talking to him, and he's just maintaining this most unsettling, unblinking eye contact. And I'll
Okay,
interrupt what he's saying to me, and I'll just go, "Blink, motherfucker!" Like
All
I
I'm
just
hearing
snap.
is that Mike really is Rocky. Because like
Eye
I can
contact.
imagine this is like just uncomfortable eye contact.
Eye contact to the max. He
Yes.
wants to laser focus.
give
Blinking?
him a big
What's
smile, too.
blinking? Why would I do that?
Right? It's like, wait, eyes are supposed to close? Why didn't anyone ever tell me that?
What's funny is I'm not even like purposely trying to not blink. When she mentions that I'm not blinking, I realize, oh, I'm not, and then it becomes difficult to keep my eyes open. But when I
Okay.
when I
You just
don't know,
slowly
I just
blink.
fucking don't close my eyes.
The crusties just shoveling out of the way
Yeah.
of your eyelids.
I think those conspiracy theories of reptile people existing are true, and I think Michael's one of them.
But does he know?
I don't know if he knows.
Did he just croak?
Yes,
Oh god, stop! That's another sound that he's discovered. That's another thing he's discovered he can do to annoy the fuck out of me. Oh, thank you. All right. And on that lovely note, we are going to wrap
By the way,
things up
that
here.
weird fucking noise is just me inhaling for a burp. It was disgusting.
You can do that?
Yeah, it's like a really disgusting.
Oh, stop! Oh, God! Oh,
Buy a bidet, everyone.
Yes.
And on that note.
Buy a bidet, people.
It
So
was great being
anyway,
here. Yeah.
we are going to wrap things up here. Thank you so much, Ash, Belle, Fable, Tracy, Lisa, and Sungwon for joining me. Fuck you, Michael. It has been great to have you guys back on the first episode of season 2 of HUNICAST. We will be doing more of these, so be sure to follow me
And
on
they'll
Twitter.
probably be live.
And they
instead
will
of
probably be
pre-recorded.
live. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I will be having everybody else else's social media's links down below, so be sure to check them out and also check out the Lackadaisy Kickstarter. And yeah, everybody take care of yourselves, stay safe, and stay home. Stay home and listen to more HUNICAST. But yeah, that'll do it for us. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. We love you.